There really are no two cities that are alike. They're all unique, they all have their differences. And I think what makes up those differences are the people that live in the towns and possibly the stories that they tell. And I think that's true in most cities. I know it's true where I was born.
I left here 25 years ago. I went to Santa Monica, California, and this is my first time hearing it. And I'm telling you, it amazes me the way things they've done here, the changes they've done. You know,
it's the best town for transportation.
But it's a lively town, you know what I mean? It's not, I would say, the beauty that would have other places. But you come here, and it's like being home again. You know, it's the spirit of the people, and...
he just come from California.
It's like home, you know.
Not only that, it's a good transportation town. Where can they go? Get a bus going to New York?
It's a happy
West
town.
New York, Union City, the best.
Here, Marlo Brando.
Hey, on the waterfront. These kids all got haircuts there. Remember on the waterfront? Marlo Brando.
Whoa, it's got great benefits. It's the closest place to the center of the world, New York, 42nd Street. You can get over there in 15 minutes on the bus or the tube trains. I don't see why anybody would want to live any further. It's easy to get to those places than it is from Brooklyn or Bronx or any part of Jersey. Well, I understand there's some new apartments down at 4th and Hudson, between 4th and First and Hudson. And I understand there's a lot of people came over from New York and got in there. I don't know. I never was in the apartments. I don't know anything about them. I went from the outside. But I can see where it would be an advantage to get out on Hudson Street, 3rd Street or 4th Street, and walk down to the tubes. You're over New York in no time. Or get to walk down to Washington Street and get the 63 bus.
I heard this story about the president, they give you like a railroad. They want to put a statue up for him, you know? And so they got this big statue, they commission this guy, makes this big statue, you know? Everybody comes down there, and this big statue, they start to hang it up. All of a sudden, they can't decide which way he's supposed to look. And so for 2 days, while everybody's arguing, they got this statue hanging up there in the air, and it's just sort of like hanging by the neck. It's just sort of twisting in the breeze. They finally decide, screw it, what we'll do is we'll hang it right in the middle, right? We'll compromise. He doesn't look at the railroad station, and he doesn't look at Hoboken.
Who's older?
I didn't get with the older boys.
Who died?
But I got, eventually I sneaked in there every now and then, and they taught me how to sing harmony and all this stuff.
Yeah. I learned a lot.
No, the guy that I'm going to pick up from bingo now is the best Barry in Hoboken,
Right.
Willie.
Willie.
Right?
Willie Hope. His brother.
Willie Smith.
Willie Smith.
Best Barry in Hoboken. Ask the Barry. Right?
You know, they must stay in his voice, what do you think?
I don't know if they sang...
Up the lazy river by an old new stream. Songs to that effect.
Yeah.
We'll be together, sweetheart. They paid us. Why should we go on?
We have to get blended in there.
Incidentally, I hang out with the guy that with Frank Sinatra. Jimmy was
Roselli?
no, Hector Selly. I couldn't sing with them because I don't think I was that good. That's a good talent. Jimmy Roselli, he comes there incidentally. Don't let me bypass him. He's very good. Selly and them guys with Frank Sinatra, they went on. They want to be tops. You know what I mean?
Well, they were
We
good,
was only working them. Well, we didn't claim ourselves good, or we would have tried maybe on television.
We didn't want to go.
And
Nobody.
radio, his brother and this Bubble Baxter went. And I don't know where the hell he went.
They didn't go far.
Well, they're still alive.
I'll bring Woody back there.
Yeah.
I picked him up.
I forgot that Tuesdays is day off.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I forgot that.
What's so great about Hoboken is that you have the accessibility. You have the Fulton Street Market. You have the Newark Farmers Market. You have the butchers. You have the bakers. You have everything that New York City has. But you have a different atmosphere. You have a different attitude, a different mood. There's much more flexibility. It's easier to conduct business. It's not as strenuous. It's not as hectic. The pace is a lot slower. The customers are night and day. You can't imagine a customer after me being in the city 14 years. They appreciate things, and they let you know that. They tell you. They make a point of walking into my kitchen, and it's beautiful.
It's the homogeneous mix of people that we have. We have people from all walks of life, from all parts of the world. They're black, white, yellow, and we find that we're beginning to live a lot more safely together and communicating with one another. We have many of the old families that have lived here for 3 and 4 generations now. They're staying here. And we're so enthusiastic about that and the fact that their children and their children's children now look to come back here to live. I think the best memories of Hoboken are almost related to today. As a boy, I grew up in the kind of fiesta atmosphere in the downtown neighborhoods where they had fiestas maybe 5, 6 times during the summer. And all I received from the people today is, why don't we do it much more than we do? And perhaps we would like to. And maybe we look forward to doing it much more than we do.
the kind of people that we have here are really Hobokenites or ex-Hobokenites. People who have been born in Hoboken, raised in Hoboken. They have a certain fondness for the city, even after they've gone. The memories are there, and they're very special. And those are the kind of customers we have. Those who have made enough money maybe to move out to the suburbs or who have retired to the shore, and still Hoboken is their home. They come here to shop, they come holiday time, they come to eat. And they enjoy scungio, which isn't so easy to get, and the calamar, and the cavatello, and the other dishes, which are very ethnically Italian, but also ethnically Hoboken.
And do you remember, I remember my mom and dad telling the stories about when they were young and how the penny buglers used to come around on the corner and they would all go in the store immediately and buy a sour pickle for about 2 cents, and then they'd have some crackers and they'd come out and sit on the bread box, and the penny buglers, they were going...
I remember.
As I was saying today, we've all gotten away from our old home settings, and really that was the best place.
Oh, yes. Well, we made our pleasures then. They weren't made for us. We had to find our own.
Right.
And really, that playground did a wonderful thing. They taught so much. I mean, the boys learned the drums, the pipe, bugles. You don't get that too. Well, you do, maybe in smaller places, but... And they liked it. Now the youngsters, they want everything done for them.
Oh,
you
that's
know.
for sure.
We put the show on so we could show the people what we could do, some stuff.
What other tricks can you do?
I could do handovers, nose wheelies, tail wheelies, and overs on the ramp. I haven't seen nobody else do that yet, but I get it up pretty high now.
Who put up the ramp anyway?
That one? We built it. It took us about a week or two.
Where'd you get all the stuff from?
We bought that stuff.
You
Paid
all
the
bought
yeah. We chip in, everybody. We pay for it ourselves. It's good now that it's getting hot, but now they gave us some river roll, and we keep the ramp there usually. We practice there until we get a place to ride everywhere, you know. Now tomorrow we go to Monster Ball and practice there too.
Yeah. You fellas ever compete?
No, we haven't got anybody to compete against yet. We will wanna be against anybody. We'll try to beat them if we can.
Remember when we used to go down to 42nd Street on the ferry where they had the ferries and go swimming down there? Huh?
That was some
Then the
spot.
ferry boat used to go passing by and you was all naked jumping into the river and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good days. There was Scandies, too, if you remember. Remember Scandies?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go swimming there with nothing on. They used to call it B.A. Beach.
I saved 2 guns' lives.
You did?
Honest to God. The guy told me, I know how to swim. If you know how to swim, how do you go? You go down. Come here, you son of a bitch. Let's go home. You don't realize how high that dock is. The guy on the Holland line dove off the top deck, and he went into a milk can.
Yeah,
And 6 months later, they found him. From that day on, I used to jump.
So my name is Tony Mosca. You're my brother-in-law, John, right?
Johnny Martinez.
My
Yeah.
sister Margaret, Louie, all brothers. We come
Louie
from
Mosca.
a family of 16, right?
Right.
Yes, 16 of
You want
us.
to talk a little about our family?
Go ahead.
Well, how much can I tell about
I
our
tell you,
family?
say something nice about it.
Huh? Say something nice about it?
Tell them about
Well, we all,
the rough
yeah.
time Mama had.
We all grew up together. We are a close family. We practically went all to the
12 left.
same school. Yes, there's 12.
12 of us left.
Yeah,
Out
12.
of 16.
12 of us.
You're all
brother-in-law
born in
married
Hoboken.
That's
you
right.
You tell them that?
All, yeah, we all came in from
Went to
Hoboken.
number 8 school.
We went to number 8 school.
And how about your children?
And my children went to number 8. My grandchildren went to number 8.
Take it easy.
And my great-granddaughter will enter number 8, which is Sadie Lancoff School now. Will enter this September.
When I went to that school, we had a woman principal. Her name was Miss McCall.
Yeah.
You had Mr. Sherlock right before
I
that,
had
previous
Mr.
to
We
that.
had.
Yeah, I didn't have him. I was a little younger.
He was a wonderful man. Yeah, so...
What school did you go, John?
All of them, number 4, number
Oh, that's
9,
easy.
number
You moved
3,
all over.
number 1, all of them I went to.
No, we all went to one school. And, well, I wouldn't say we were very poor, but we all...
We were a little poorer than poor.
Well, tell them how Mama used to make one big pot of bus.
Yes.
Good crabbing here.
Right?
Terrific crabbing.
Yeah.
Remember my father coming down?
Yeah. It was very good here up till 3 years ago. In fact, he's out of here. Tell him how good the crabbing was here up till about
3
years ago. What did I just say?
Used to come in 6 o'clock in the morning. By 8 o'clock, I'd have about 40, 50 crabs.
Right the best. A lot of people don't want to eat them out of here. Give me them, I'll eat them. Put them.
We've been hanging out down here now, let's say, for the last 2 years, right? 2, 3 years.
How about your friends? Did he have a
They're
friend?
all eating the fish they catch. The eels, the stripers, the little tommy cods. Nobody's died yet.
Well, she knew
That's how we had to eat.
She knew how to manage.
How about, how many in the bed
her
did we
children.
sleep?
Well,
We had
We
to
slept
sleep
4 in the
four
bed. We didn't have no
No.
heat. We had body heat.
I was getting to the point where it got too bad that my mother had to take us out of school at
Go to work, yeah.
a young age. I went to work at 14. Well, I worked and I brought home money, but to this day I'm not sorry for it because I helped my mother and father out.
Well, we had a
And,
close family.
yeah. And the most interesting job I had in all the years I worked was when I worked for the Autographic Register Company in Hoboken. I think it was 1942 and 43 was when I was working on our ration stamps.
Ration,
guess
ration.
it's-
That's
oh,
the
right.
war, during the war. Ration, you
Do-
stumbled over it.
Yeah,
Ration stamps.
yeah.
For sugar.
That was
and-
my interesting job.
I came from like 6th and Adam. We were raised in that
7th and
area.
Adam.
Well, I hung out on 7th and Adam, but really lived on 6th and Adam. We had a little back house there, all the children. My mother had to buy a house for us, get the kids in. You know, a lot of kids them days. So we used to play punch ball them days, box ball, shoot dice on the corner. We used to have a kid watch for the cop and all that. Chickadee cop and everybody'd run, you know. So it was a pretty good run, and the cop could never catch me. So he said, someday I'll get you. So I wound up going to track with the guy later on.
I've been following baseball, the big leagues, since about 1903, when the Matheson and McGinty were the pitchers for the New York Giants. And I followed it all through the years, but I don't see why they took it to the Hall of Fame to someplace up in New York when it really belongs here in Hoboken. Because the first game, according to all records, was played here. I have no knowledge of it. I hadn't seen it. I wasn't born then. They had some good ball clubs here in Hoboken. They had a very good professional, semi-professional team. In those days, there wasn't any New York. New York didn't permit Sunday baseball. And when the big league clubs came in from the West, they played, some of the clubs played here in Hoboken. I remember seeing the Chicago Cubs here. And the New York Giants.
So we had a good neighborhood. Everybody was like brother and sister. Like say somebody died in the family, next door would make soup and something to eat when you come back from the funeral and all. Everybody was like brother and sister them days. You couldn't beat it.
Hey, in them days, what's
It
up?
was real people, like mostly German, Irish, Italian. They had little grudges. Then later on, they stopped baptizing each other's children. You follow me? Yeah, we had a good neighborhood, no kicks. We had town drunks, that's in every city, right? We had one guy around that got drunk. He wanted to shut the house down with a hammer and chisel when he got drunk. Yeah, we had good times, though, when you bring them back.
When I lived on Willow Way, they used to have that bar at, what's the name again? I can't remember it
What
now.
the Willow first?
Second Willow.
Kazatzis?
Kazatzis.
Oh, with a nickel beer, you'd eat pickles and all that.
2 for 1 joint, they
You'd
call
have
that.
And they used to have a house in the back, and you had to go through this hallway, and the saloon was here, and the hallway was here. When you opened that door, that's all you saw laying in there. They used to drink the wine, quarter bottle, old wine. They were all sleeping in
All
the
the
You
free
couldn't
lunch
walk
you
through
want.
to get in your house.
all the free lunch you want.
Yeah.
Them days with a
Beautiful.
nickel, you ate and drank good.
And we used to go bowling, and we used to get down the, how bar is that again? Down on River Street there.
Oh, you mean the Hudson Alleys.
Yeah, we used to go to Hudson Alley bar, bowl.
Bowling
And then we used to go
Clanboard
to
House
the
you're
Clanboard
talking
House.
about. That's a
On
popular
every Friday
place.
night after midnight, we used to have a pig's head. We used to eat it all up with beer and everything.
It was free.
Yeah,
Well,
free.
I served in the war, and I went to the Asian, I hit China. And I told the guy I was from Hoboken. One of his Chinese said, oh, you know the Clanboard House, huh? He knew the Clanboard House, too. Everybody knows the Clanboard. You mention Hoboken, what do you think they mention, people? Clanboard House.
All the bars. We used to start at Christie's Bar, 8th and Willow. And he'd have hot mussels free with the beer. Well, most he gave us, we were about 18, 19 then, back in the 30s. 2 plates.
2
He'd
plates.
say, that's all, fellas. So
That's
now
it.
we'd go to 14th and Garden.
14th and Garden.
What's the name? Garden Tavern.
Garden Tavern.
Yeah.
Garden.
So
Sam.
we'd have
Tony
spaghetti
and
and
Sam.
meatballs
Tony
now.
and Sam, yeah.
Yeah, Sam and Tony.
Sam and Tony.
So now we have spaghetti and meatballs. We'd all sing, because they'd be glad to see us, because we all knew us.
Yeah.
A lot of entertainment.
Oh, always.
Now you stay there an hour and a half or so, wind up in Charlie's on First and Hudson. Now he's got a roast beef dinner. You never bought a meal. Yeah,
Very
7th
good.
and Clinton.
7th and Clinton.
Yeah. Terrific.
Oh, roast pork on Saturday night, all different things, every week, Chet.
Tavern, Night
Yeah.
Street.
Top.
Had a little...
His 2 brothers, one was the prosecutor, Willie.
Well, I enjoyed myself
yeah.
many a
But
time
him,
down there.
he would go for spit.
And when we were kids, during the First World War, when they had the flu, I was the only one who didn't have it. And I went to all the different stores I had to go to. Butcher shop, grocery stores, everything. I was the only one who didn't have the flu. The rest of them had it. You should have seen it. Used to have the black coat with the horses for the funeral. The horse and the coach.
Oh, the Friday.
Every day you used to see one of them walking up and down the street going to the cemetery.
We all just have garlic on our, not to get the flu. My mother used to make it like
Yeah, put the garlic right around.
garlic, not to get the flu.
I don't
We
know.
had a lot of kids.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, when I was a kid, we about 6 or 7, we had to go look for like brass copper or something, accumulate so many pounds to make maybe 40 cents and go to show. That was our big thing. Buy some spice cake and go to movies and buy some like them hard candies and hit the ball. They're the guys in the orchestra. We were in the balcony, And when we hit this movie house called The Liberty, it was on First and Jefferson. No, First and Grand. There was a lady there with a stick, and she kept us in, in order, like a school teacher. So we maybe 6 kids. It was a nickel to get in. It was be 30 cents. So we only had 20 cents. The lady would say, how much you got? We got 20 cents. Go ahead, good. And it chases all in the shelf.
You take all these years from way back, all these theaters they had. We used to go to the Eureka Theater, and when we was in there, guy used to come around with selling ice cream, candy, and the guy used to be playing the piano. Well, no talking in them days, just the silent music. And the guy used to be playing the piano all the time.
Yeah, he'd have the tune for the war. Go
right.
fast for war, you know. And then a cowboy pitcher clap with the horses.
And then after a while, when it got a little too damp, and then the fella used to come around with a spray gun and spray all around.
Spray all over the ice cream you're eating. So we went to the Palace Theater one time, and it was raining like hell, and the roof was leaking. We opened an umbrella. We're looking at the movies. And they had a belly stove there. We used to put our feet right near the belly stove, look at the picture.
And how many times some kid would try to sneak in, he would open the door in broad daylight, and all the light would come right into the show house. Everybody used to start hollering.
How about when the film went dead, everybody started clapping and hollering? We had a lot of good times.
I'm Bob Davidson. I'm captain of the ambulance corps. We are at the present time the only 24-hour day service in the county on a purely volunteer basis. We normally operate with 4-man crews. We have about 60 members. We have 3 ambulances, and we have our own building.
Well, you know, the ambulance corps right now is pretty short-handed, so I seen that they needed help, so I joined too. The ambulance corps has been here about 7 years, 24-hour shifts, about 4 shifts a day, and our crew is on weekends. You have 5 different courses. There's emergency child birth standard and advanced first aid, CPR, that's heart attack, and defensive driving.
We're about the biggest one in the county right now, but we weren't the first one in the county. We get our response time, we average about 3 minutes anywhere in the city.
Probably about 12 in an 8-hour period. They've ranged from minor things to people actually sick or in trouble. Yes, so 1 8-hour tour a day, a week rather, and 3 a month usually. You do become emotionally involved at times, you know, when you see someone that's really in pain and the family is there and they're emotionally involved, so it sort of makes you emotionally involved. But after a while, after being here for a period of time, you get callous because you have to detach yourself from the situations. From being a volunteer, I've learned a lot from seeing the different situations that people get into every day, the different families, and I've learned a lot. It's been an experience for me. Bobby, give us the doctor's bag back here. Stick, you want to give me the doctor's bag? Bobby, Bob, give me the doctor's bag. All right? Bring the doctor's bag in the chemistry box. Put that one back. Where are you going to leave that? Make sure you got everything in there, Lou. Yeah, I got the big toothbrush. Bobby, make sure you have everything ready? Yeah, we're ready. Make sure you receive that.
Thomas Faccioni, I'm the president of the Hoboken Ambulance Corps. We operate, last 1977, we answered 5,109 calls, which was about 3,000 emergencies and transportations and non-emergency fires and all that.
We'll move.
Let's get out of here. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Yeah, well, we went to school together. We had nice friends and all. Now the years went by, and I find Hoboken nice yet. I never moved out. I'll stay here until I die. I've taken, yeah, like I go to racetrack once in a while, and I bump into a fella that moved out 10 or 15 years ago and go, "You still live in Hoboken?" Like I'm a criminal. What did I do wrong? I said, "Yeah, I still live in Hoboken." It's like I'm a criminal. I can't believe the guy. So I said, "What'd you do? Have a lot of money? Where'd you make your money? Where'd your family raise you?" "In Hoboken, working on the docks, shipyards." He said, "Yeah, in a way you're right. In a way you're right. They give you that. In a way you're right, you know, because they felt guilty to the fact that they come out like you're just like a criminal because you live in Hoboken." They wrong. Because there's still good people in Hoboken and a lot of good ones.
He's right.
And they raised good families. They became dog doctors, lawyers, the Visconti family, so all them people. The Zitanis, they had good. You had a doctor in this town. Dr. Kelly was the best diagnostic doctor in the world. Dr. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
He could diagnose anything. Dr. Spat was a very good doctor.
Very good.
You had a lot of good people in this town. They can't change it for my money. They could never change it. Everybody was like a brother and sister. They'd help each other.
Major Bo's office called me up in 1936 and asked me to make a movie with the orchestra, which was shorts. They were called Phytophone Shorts. And I worked for Major Bo's for about a year and a half. And I booked to Sinatra, the Hoboken Four, rather, and he came in on the scene. And never thinking that they'd called me back again to bring the Hoboken Four over Radio City. We just opened up for an audition. And then Major Bo said, "You stay out because you're professional." The band was, rather. And let me just hear the Hoboken Four. And the Hoboken Four won.
We had a famous writer come from Hoboken, right? In Bloomfield. What was his name? Bloomfield. Somebody's got to know his name. Come from 6th and Bloomfield. Famous writer.
He was a poet. Yeah.
Was a poet?
Was
He
it
was
Stephen?
famous. What was his name? No, not Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen.
Stephen something.
Foster.
Stephen
Right.
That's
I
right.
guess that hits the bell with some
Yeah,
people, right?
yeah.
Stephen Foster. He lived in
Yeah.
Hoboken. He was a popular writer, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't Hoboken.
He had a room here.
But I don't know if he knows us anymore.
This is his route. He's never came back, though.
When I was in the Army, he was in Baltimore. You know, I had a weekend pass, so I went into Baltimore to see him. He greeted me with open arms, you know, on the Hippodrome in Baltimore. And when he seen me, he was singing, you know, all over nothing at all. And when he seen me, "Hey, Woody," went, you know, I was in uniform. So when we got backstage, you know, he says, "I got to do about 7 shows a day here with all these kids, you know." Dorsey was buying all the food for the kids, sandwiches and milk, so the kids would stay 2 or 3 shows, you know. And then he was relating how it was a tough life, you know, it's a grind, which it is, before he made it big, you know.
We find the city has changed a little bit, but it's improving. Formerly a seaport town, today it's a real residential and industrial city.
There is a change. Look at all the senior citizens we have, buildings and
They did a lot for Hoboken. People put work into
all
Hoboken.
that.
How many people that are moving in from New York and they're
They like it better here, a lot of
everything, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Look how many New Yorkers we have in Clock Towers.
that's right. There you are.